Hi everybody, it's Gina and I'm back again with another video. Today I'm going to be bringing you a few items that I purchased at my local herbalist. For those of you who don't know, I am also a certified herbalist and I occasionally make lots of different blends. And I go to the local herbalist and the girl who runs this place, and I've spoken about her before and done some videos, and Mrs. Mango. Well, the girl who runs it is the granddaughter of Mrs. Mango, who started the business 35 or 40 years ago. So I go to her with my recipes, and she puts together the items there for me. So being a certified herbalist is just another one of the hats that I wear. So I wanted to share with you just a few items that I purchased on this previous haul. These are actually 2 visits, but I didn't have a chance to do the last one, so I'm just combining both of them. For those of you who are just or are new to my channel, my name is Gina, and I do hauls on lots of different things. Could be Dollar Tree haul, could be the herbal haul, but I also do videos on art, painting, on gardening, those sort of things, because I do wear a lot of different hats. I'm also a mom, and I'm also a grandmother, so you'll periodically see videos with about homeschooling, because I do homeschool my youngest son. So if you're new, welcome. I invite you to click that red button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload new content, and I want to welcome you to the family. For those of you who are returning supporters, thank you again. I cannot say that enough. I so appreciate your support, your loyalty, constantly coming here to check out whatever it is that I post and leaving me your feedback. So again, thank you again for being here. Now, let's get on with the items that I purchased at the local herbalist. Alright, one of the first things I want to talk about, because I want to go ahead and put it back in the refrigerator, is a super chicken soup that I purchased for my youngest son. Now, Annika, she's a master herbalist. She's also a master cook, and she creates all sorts of magic in the kitchen. And this particular chicken soup, let me go ahead and show it to you. We've already opened it, and it's amazing. I get it from my son because he absolutely loves chicken soup, but he also loves mushrooms. And this is kind of a combination of Annika's magic mushroom soup as well as her chicken soup, and I can tell you that it's amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead. Let me just kind of show you what's in here. Well, I basically just gave you the ingredients. So magic mushroom soup. I can't really give you all the secrets, but it's basically her magic mushroom soup as well as the her chicken soup. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this back into the refrigerator, because once it's opened, you need to have it refrigerated. Okay, now that I have the soup back in the refrigerator, let me go ahead and share with you some other items that I picked up. If you love coffee and you're trying to cut down on coffee, this is a blend. This is called the Bendy Blend. This is basically a coffee alternative, but it's an herbal coffee alternative. And this is it's called the Bendy Blend, and it's dandelion root with chicory. And you use it the same way that you would coffee. If you whatever sweetener you want to put in. If you want to put milk in there, you can. But it's basically dandelion root and chicory combined. And chicory, I don't know if you've heard of Café du Monde in New Orleans, where they serve the famous beignets and coffee. Well, the coffee that they make is made with chicory. And again, that's like a coffee alternative. So if you're looking to cut down on coffee, this is called a Dandy Blend, but it's basically dandelion root and chicory combined to make a coffee alternative. And the dandelion root is very good for your liver. It's good for many things. So really great alternative. So I picked up some of that, or I had Annika make some of that for me. I also picked up, she makes this amazing dehydrated vegetable blend. These are a bunch of herbs And I'm done with the video, these go into a mason jar. The containers that she puts them in, they're all PBA free. I think that's what you call it. So but look at all of the herbs that are in here, and then if I turn it around, you can see all of the dehydrated vegetables that are included in here. And sometimes I just, whatever soups I'm making, I just take a little bit of this and just put in with the soup. And sometimes I also put it in with rice. This is really good if you're doing like a simple rice stir fry, to just put some of this in with the when you're cooking the rice, and they're dehydrated, so it's going to take a while for them to absorb all of that moisture. But really, really delicious blend. So, and look at all of the herbs that are in there. So that is the dehydrated vegetables. Like she calls it veggie flakes, but they're dehydrated vegetables. So I'm going to put those inside. I also picked up some incense, and I've already started to use it. This is Moldavite incense, and if you're familiar with Moldavite is actually it's a meteorite, remnants of something from outer space. So you have the energies of whatever it is that crashed, made into powdered form and made into an incense form. So I absolutely love this particular one. And like I said, I've already opened it and started to use it. I also picked up these candles. I thought these were so pretty. These are multicolor drip candles. So when you burn it, you actually get lots of the different colors that will run down. And I thought this would be really cool if you're into chakras. I think this would be a really neat to light to kind of activate all of the chakras. But I'm going to share with you some other incense that I got, which are actually related to the 7 chakras. So I picked this candle up. Let me see if I haven't opened it yet, but I should just go ahead and open it and show it to you. There are 2. This is what, I'm not sure if you can see the colors. Hopefully you can. But once you start to burn them, the colors will kind of drip down. You can kind of see them very faintly in there. So I picked up a packet of those. And when I'm burning them, I do a video just to give you an idea of what they look like when they're burning. Alright, speaking of the chakras again, these are the incense sticks that I picked up related to the 7 chakras. And if you're not familiar with the 7 chakras, they are, let me tell you, you have 7 chakras, starting with the root chakra, your sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, you have your third eye chakra, and then you have your crown chakra. So there's 7, and the incenses in here are pertaining. There's seven chakras, and there's 7 different packets of incense, and each packet relates to a particular chakra. And that's a whole other video in itself, so I'm not even going to get into too much detail there. But like I said, each chakra has a different color. And remember the candles that I showed you earlier with the different colors. So I think this candle would be perfect with the different incenses. All right. So if you're interested in learning more about the chakras, and or me doing a video relating to the different chakras, let me know in the comments below, please. All right. So let me share with you, what else do I have here? Oh yes, I had this perfume made. Oh wow, this is like a meditation type of perfume. And as I said that, I glanced down and the time was 5:55. I mean the minutes were 5 minutes and 55 seconds. It's no coincidence. But this is made from sandalwood, lotus, and amber. And I can tell you, oh, it is. I'm going to go ahead and put some on right now. Let me go ahead and close this before I spill it. I'll be in a whole trance all day. It is Mm, it's such, ah, it's divine. That's the only word I can say. But I use this whenever I'm meditating, and it really does kind of ground you and allows you to focus. Probably shouldn't have put it on now, because then I'm going to just be so calm and relaxed. It's really, really beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so let me move on. I picked up, if you're not familiar with creamed honey and cinnamon, the combination of honey and cinnamon together. I'm not sure if you can see that. This is not one of my creations, but do some research. Creamed honey and cinnamon, and you can see lots of information out there about how you can use this product and what it's good for. This is like a miracle combination by itself. If you have nothing else in your kitchen, honey and cinnamon, this right here. You can spread it on bread, you can spread it on crackers, you can just eat it by the spoonful, but you have to do some research and find out the numerous benefits of honey and cinnamon combined. Okay, do that. Alright, so I picked up a jar of that. I also picked up, you all know that I am a crystal fanatic, so I picked up a few more crystals. Let me go ahead and take these out, share them with you. I did pick up a piece of natural fluorite. You know, if you can see some purples, there's some greens, a little bit of yellow. So this is in its natural form, hasn't been tumbled, anything, just a natural piece. So I picked up a piece of that. I also picked up some green Aventurine. Green Aventurine is one of those money drawing crystals. So I picked up 2 pieces of that. Not like I really needed any more green Aventurine. I do have a few pieces already. I also picked up a piece of malachite, and I'm sure you've probably seen me wearing my malachite ring. I absolutely love malachite. I love anything green. Green is my color. I love green. So I picked up another piece. That's a good size piece of malachite. And I also picked up, I'm sure you know by now that I moved into a new home. Whenever I move into a new home, I do a lot of prayer, and you also want to do a lot of smudging, get rid of any negative energies that might be remaining. And one of the crystals I love to use is black tourmaline. And I actually have a miniature grid right here with black tourmaline and black obsidian. So black tourmaline is considered a protective stone. So whenever I do all my prayers, I also do place black tourmaline in different locations around the home. And clear quartz amplifies all of those energies. So even if you're praying and you have a piece of clear quartz in your hand, it helps to amplify the energies. Also, if you're upset and you happen to have a piece of this, it's also going to amplify the fact that you are upset. And you all know that everything in this universe is energy. So you don't want to amplify any negative energies, because whatever you send out, that's what you're going to get back. So I picked up a couple pieces of the clear, and these are really clear pieces. Might actually be a water bubble in one of these. I'm not sure. But very clear pieces. So those are the crystals that I picked up. I told you I should not have put on that perfume, because now I'm really relaxed, and this video might actually take a little bit longer than I anticipated. I'm warning you. So let me go ahead and put these crystals away. Alright, so let me take out what else I got. I picked up a little bit more of, I picked up some Patchouli Incense. Let me see if you can see that. Patchouli Incense. I absolutely love the essential oil, and I use the essential oil in different blends, but I wanted to pick up some Patchouli Incense as well, so I got some of that. Let me just take everything out of this bag. you could hear it would be a lot easier. Oh yes, let me pull this one item out. If you're from the Caribbean, that's how I say it, you've probably seen this. This is camphor blocks. And there are numerous ways that we use this, but if you have like a cold, you drop a little bit of this into some water, it heats up and kind of inhale the vapors, it helps to clear your head. Or I know when we have babies, you take a piece of this, you put into a little piece of fabric and you tie it really well, seal it, and you kind of clip it onto the crib so that those vapors kind of help to keep the baby free from colds. So I picked up a packet, I think there are 4 or 5 pieces in here, can't really tell, but I picked up a packet of camphor when I went. I also picked up this is an empty dram glass jar that I'm going to be using to make a particular blend of essential oils that I'm working on. So I picked up an empty one. I also picked up this is crystallized ginger, but it's covered with dark chocolate, and it is absolutely divine. And I won't eat one right now because then that will be the entire video and I will just keep eating and eating. They're that addictive, but absolutely good for you. Dark chocolate is good for you, and crystallized ginger is a really good anti-inflammatory. So I picked up a packet of that. Like I said, I'm going to be working on a few different blends. I picked up some vanilla beans, a few of those, and I also picked up another empty roller bottle because there's several perfumes that I make that I like to just roll on. So I picked that up, and then there's also a little to help me whenever I'm making the oils. Instead of pouring, I just use a little squeegee, squeeze that up, and then it's easier so I don't spill anything. So pick that up. And I also have this because the vanilla bean, a piece of the vanilla bean is going to go into the jar once I put my essential oils in, and that will help to create the blend that I was talking about. Alright, so this is another essential oil blend that I made, and this one is made with amber, vanilla, and night champa. And this was I actually made this for Buddha Day. I don't know if you're over in Tibet, they celebrate, and that part of the world, they celebrate the day when Buddha actually, well, he wasn't named Buddha at the time, but when he actually renounced his royalty and went out to learn what it would take to ease the suffering of his people, that sort of thing. So this particular blend, amber, vanilla, and night champa, was designed specifically for Buddha Day. I also have a piece of tiger's eye in there, but this is when I made this, or when I asked Annika to make it, she just stood there, and she loved this, so she ended up making one for herself. But it is such beautiful combination, and all of these particular essential oils that I made are particular to that part of the world. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, I kind of stuck with the traditional oils that would be used in that part of the world. So amber, vanilla, night champa, and then a piece of tiger's eye. So that one's in there. And I also made another perfume. I make perfumes based on different things that I want to be doing. So if I'm doing yoga, I want to be burning certain oils to kind of relax and really put me into a kind of a meditative mood. If I'm doing just meditation and I want to go to the next level, then that the one I shared with you that I made for Buddha Day would definitely help with that, would enhance that kind of emotions and feelings. This one is made with geranium rose, clary sage, and patchouli. Remember I mentioned that I got some patchouli incense. Well, this one is actually made with the essential oils. And even though this one is relaxing, it's not quite as relaxing as the one for the Buddha Day. Love, 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 love these blends. Alright, so let me put these one aside, and I'm going to share with you two others that I got. Anytime I go, I always pick up raw honey. So I ended up picking up 2 jars of the local raw honey. You want to get local raw honey, not order honey from another part. If you say you live in Nebraska, you don't want to order raw honey from Florida, because the local raw honey has certain anti-allergens in them that would be better for you than if you were to use something from another state. That's why you always want to find out to source local raw honey, local to you, because that would be much better for you than something from in another state. This is antibacterial, it's antihistamine. Let me share with you while I'm talking about honey. This is what I picked up from my son. These are honey sticks. So local raw honey that's made into honey sticks. And my son every day would take one of these. And this is the allergy medicine. There are certain things here that kind of makes him sniffle all the time. And this is his allergy medicine. 1 honey stick a day. So if you can get these, or if you can just take a teaspoon of local raw honey, that is also really good for if you have any kind of allergies. So wanted to show you these while I was talking about the raw honey. So you always want to source local raw honey. Don't order honey from some other place. Alright, let me get on to the other stuff. I also had some tea made. And this is kind of my relaxing tea at the end of the day. This is made from lemon balm, hibiscus, chamomile, rose hips, as well as lavender. And I want to show you how pretty this is, because I haven't poured it into a container yet, but I wanted to show you it was placed in there in layers. So you can see the roses and the rose hips, and there's the lavender, there's a chamomile, and there's a hibiscus. It's really, really pretty blend and really tasty. So this is kind of relaxing tea if you've had a really stressful day. The end of the day, you want to just make a blend of this, make a cup of this, and just relax. So again, it's made from lemon balm, hibiscus, chamomile, rose petals, rose hips, and lavender. Those are all very calming herbs and flowers. So I made that, and I also picked up, I showed you the crystallized ginger with the dark chocolate. I also picked up just some regular crystallized ginger, and this is such a good anti-inflammatory. So I picked up a packet of that, and this actually was a freebie because I'm doing a test. I'm kind of just testing out how this works. I love her sunscreen. The sunscreen that she made before was in a tube, so sometimes it was really hard to squeeze everything out. So she went ahead and she made it into like a deodorant bar, and all you do now is just simply push up, and you just roll that onto your skin. So she wanted me to test it out to see how I like it, and whether she's going to continue doing it this way or go back to the old way of having it in a tube. And the tube was like a toothpaste tube. So I've used it before, and I really like it. As you glide it on, it literally just kind of melts, even though it seems kind of hard here, but your skin, the temperature in your skin, just melts it as you put it on, and then you rub it all over. It's really good sunscreen. So I was gifted that. A few other things that I have here. I have a packet of Tulsi tea, and this Tulsi tea actually has green tea, Tulsi, which is holy basil, cinnamon, and stevia. So this was also a gift. She received it in an order that she placed for free. So she said, well, you know, I went there looking for Tulsi, and she doesn't normally carry Tulsi, but she did have this, so she gifted that to me. So I was really appreciative. Yes. I also went ahead and I had remade my nerve and joint pain oil. There's a blend that I use on my, you know, whenever I feel like the Tin Man and I really need to have my joints worked. There is an essential oil blend that I make. I have some space here because I'm going to put trauma oil in there as well. But this is my nerve and joint pain blend, and it's made with chamomile, lemongrass, marjoram, clove, peppermint, ylang-ylang, wintergreen, and lavender. And the combination of those oils with the trauma oil is a powerful nerve and joint pain blend. You roll that into wherever you're having pain, and the pain goes away. So I've had several people who have used this, and they tell me that it works. I've had athletes use it after a long day of training, or they put it on before the training, no pain. And I've had people who've had surgeries, and they would use this, and it helps with the pain. So the trauma oil is not in here yet. I do have, I did run out of the blend, so I have to go and make it. And it's trauma oil is a blend of arnica, calendula, and St. John's wort, and I have those three infused oils already made, so now I have to combine them, and then I will finish this. If you'd like to see a video of how I make this, please just let me know. I'm going to also do a video on how I make the trauma oil. So I did have that blend remade. I also picked up, I was really intrigued by this. This is incense, but it's called rope incense, and it's a Tibetan, I do believe it's a Tibetan form of incense. And I'm not going to open it now, but it is in several pieces. It's called, actually, let me see if I can pull out a piece. It is rope incense. And you simply, oh, there it is. You simply light it, and you place it onto a heat-proof surface, and it just travels along here. It's kind of like you know, you have your long stick incense. Well, this isn't it. And let me share with you what another freebie got that I had. She gifted me this, and this is Abalone Shell. That's what I was trying to remember. I'm sorry. She gave me an Abalone Shell, and she said, Gina, just light your rope incense and just place it into the Abalone Shell like this, and it will just burn that way. So that was great. So I got a lot of freebies. I did really well that day, huh? So there's the rope incense. I'm going to put this back in here and put that back into the bag. All right, so I also picked up some more elderberry jelly. The last time I went, I actually got a smaller container, and I loved it so much. My son loved it so much, and within 2 days it was gone. So I went this time and I said, you know, we need a bigger jar. Elderberry is really great for preventing colds and flus. I keep the elderberry syrup around. I make elderberry tea, but I've never had elderberry jelly until she started to make it. So I went ahead and I picked up, let me see if I can show the name, picked up some elderberry jelly. Really, really delicious, and it's good for you. So I try to have elderberry in my home all year long, not just cold and flu season. All right, what else did I get? What else did I get? Oh, I have, this is for the fall equinox, and I made a particular herbal blend that this is actually incense that I'm going to be burning. This is for the fall equinox that is coming up in September. So I always try to do different things around that time. We always have to be grateful for the seasons that we've had, the bounties that we've had from those particular seasons, and prepare ourselves for the next season. Because we have winter coming around the corner. You know, in the fall we tend to harvest, but so many of us harvest without even giving thanks for what we've had before and what we're currently harvesting in preparation for the times during the winter when we may not necessarily be able to grow anything. Unless you live in the southern part of the US, and maybe your growing season is kind of extended. But you my kids always laugh at me because, you know, if I have to dig up a plant, I said I'm so sorry for having to do this. So I dig up the plant after I've apologized to it basically, and then I take it to the other location that I want to put it in, or I put it into a pot and I, you know, basically thank you for serving me. Or if I've burnt incense, I take the ash and I take it back and put it into the ground because you kind of want to complete that cycle. So it's I know it might sound kind of strange, but you have to live each day with an attitude of gratitude, because so many of us tend to forget just to say those words of thank you, whether it's to friends, to family. And I know I'm guilty of that. So I'm not saying, you know, I'm not excluding myself from that equation, because I know sometimes I let life get the best of me and I get so busy and I forget to pick up the phone and call and reach out to people. But I'm saying, you know, sometimes you really do have to remember to live with that attitude of gratitude. So this is the incense I made for the fall equinox that's coming up. And I went ahead and I also purchased some. This is the bag that I will be holding that I will be putting the incense in until I'm ready to burn it or use it however I'm going to be using it. And these are muslin bags. I also picked up a smaller one, which I will use for my tea. I showed you the tea blend earlier. So I like to put them into, this is unbleached muslin. This is natural muslin. You don't want to get anything that's bleached, because then, of course, there are remnants of the bleaching chemical in there, and then you put it in with your tea. So you're going to get that kind of energy from your tea. So I like to use unbleached muslin bags. Let's see, what else did I get? I also picked up just a natural beeswax candle that I'm going to also be using for the fall equinox whenever that arrives. And I do believe that that is everything. One more item, but and not insignificant. Whenever I'm making my essential oils, I also like to have, I showed you one that's made of glass, and then here's another one. This one is made of PBA free plastic, so I like to use this to and it's nice to have two different ones, because you don't want to contaminate your oil vials. You want to be able to have a different one for each. And I do have some glass ones where there are straws, so you put it in, it goes into the straw, you hold the end, and then you can use that to fill in your, or to help to create whatever oil blends that you're making. So I do believe that that is everything. If you have any questions about anything that I've shared, please feel free to post in the comment section below, and I will answer those questions. If you would like to see videos, because I know that I went through these kind of quickly, so if there's a particular item that I showed you and you'd like to hear more about it or to learn more about it, again, please just post it in the comment section below. I really appreciate you being here and watching the video. And I'm a teacher at heart, so I love to be able to share these items with you. I remember when I became a certified herbalist, it was a journey for me, learning so much about these plants that are all around us, and then we just kind of walk by or we mow them down, and we don't really pay any attention to how they can actually help us with our with living. You know, a lot of us tend to rely on a lot of pharmaceuticals, and I'm not knocking that. Pharmaceuticals do have their place, but there's so much medicine all around us, and we don't pay attention to what Mother Nature has to offer us. So I know God made all of these plants for a reason. It is written right there in the Bible. And And this is not going to get into one of those either, but I know that it's in there, it's in the Bible, and each of these plants they have their purpose. So if you do have any questions about any of these items that I have mentioned here in this video, please just reach out by posting your question below. And if you don't want to post it below, feel free to send me an email. You just have to go into my channel at the beginning and look in the about section, and you'll find my email. Just shoot me an email. Okay, so thank you so much for being here again, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.